Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. Let's see here. There we go. Welcome back if you were in the last stream. But I'm back like I never left. Uh-oh. Yay. Hey, welcome back, y'all. I almost set a fire. Just clearing a little bit of splines here. Hopefully I don't choke myself out. I'm good for that. But welcome to the Capricorn soul session. I totally got an idea while I was sitting here. This deck, I've had this deck for a long time. I love it, but I hate that it's so big you can't just like shuffle it. So what I'm gonna do, because I usually you're already blowing. You're so silly. I legit usually separate it into two, but I'm just gonna let y'all pick. Like I said, whoever like puts the number first is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let y'all choose like which one, like one or two. And that's what we'll do when we're picking you guys overall energy, whichever one. So just put a one or a two in the chat. And whichever I see the most of first, that's the one we'll go with. And I'll use that stack to pick you guys overall energy. Mr. Krabs, I got an idea. Look at y'all. All these twos. Okay. Done deal. Look, we just did a pick a card, y'all. We just did a pick a card. Two it is. We're going to go with two. So I hope you guys have been doing well. I'm going to start off with a card from this wonderful deck I was gifted from the author who actually made it. Is available on Etsy. It's the Eclipse Oracle. I literally love it. It titillates my inner therapist. I'm gonna just pick two just cause I meant one. So I'm gonna get a card from here and we're gonna hop right on in to you guys reading for March. So in case you didn't know, this is for Capricorn for the month of March. So let's see what we're working with, Cappies. Whoa. Interesting. So, whoa. Well, okay. Well, all right then. First card out. Capricorn, we have Crossroads. And it says inability to choose a path, fork in the road, suspension, choices, the weighing of pros and cons, mind versus heart, transitional time from one phase of your life to another. Wow. Well, something I can say about that, my wonderful Capricorns, that's literally and I had some people who were in the Aquarius soul session just now that are on my network that were talking about it being like the weekly, and I saw that the weekly was just like the Pisces slash like collective read. It's the same kind of energy that's happening. If I were to sum up what's happening for the entire collective, which is the theme that you all are probably going to see in the soul sessions for March, is exactly what your card is, Capricorn. It's a crossroads. And it's the same thing I talked about with Aquarius. It's a decision that needs to be made. It's a way that you, oh wow. Oh, okay. A way of being that has to be left behind. And it's the same energy I keep seeing of I think I called it like monkey barring with Pisces, where it's trying to hold on to the past or an old way of being and still chart forward, which is totally understandable because the past state is what would give one this sense of security, right? It's like the way that I approach things or the way that I handle things, that keeps me safe in so many words. But truth be told, we're operating in two different energies, and it's two energies that are conflicting. And prior to this shift that we had on the 22nd of February, the time prior to this, we were able to do things such as that. We were able to, and I said it real gully, and and Pisces extended. I think I said it very gully in Aquarius as well. But it's more or less the timeline that we were on has ended, like how we were living in 2021. That's why all the soul sessions kind of like hit this fever pitch the way that they did in 2021. And now it's about picking a side. So we've had the ability up until this year to straddle the fence, and we've been able to get a little bit from both. But now the entire collective is at a collective crossroads, and one in which it's saying pick a side. Because if a side isn't picked, it's like you're kind of in this, I don't even know what to call it. It's like you're in this state of being that isn't really being, and you're just kind of there. It's like a dead kind of energy. And that's what that's speaking to with you guys. More specifically, the first card that came out for you guys is Family Matters. Horse. Seahorses are so adorable. The next card is Box. My autofocus is being nice. You will receive a gift. Interesting. So first thing is here, I can say, and this is hella specific, but I feel there's a decision that needs to be made, Capricorn, literally in reference to either how things are done, because the first thing that's coming to me is like with kids. So I don't know if it's like a, like, if you're a mom and you're working and you got kids and stuff like that, and it's like I'm seeing a whole scenario like you got kids practice like dance class, and you trying to find time for yourself. It's more or less there's a need for you to, and this is specifically for what I'm picking up on, like, super mom kind of energy. There's a need for you to make time for yourself, right? It's something I teach my clients. It's the 3/8 rule. If you were to split up a 24-hour day, you spend 8 hours sleeping, you spend 8 hours working, and then you have 8 hours to allocate to what you want. If you have kiddos, you're probably going to take maybe 4 of those 8 hours and allocate to your kids, but you need to allocate the remaining 4 to yourself, because you have to remember that you're still a human being, even though you're a parent. And, your body has needs, your mental health has needs, and there's a need to almost create a new kind of system, because I feel in reference to, and this goes to like daddies too, it's like I feel to those of you who are parents and not just like single parents. I mean, if you're married, whatever the case, it's like I'm feeling it's like a schedule that's getting away with you. You know what I mean? It's like you're constantly running and here and there and doing this and doing that. But it's like you're not taking care of yourself in the process. And that has to come to an end this month, because if it doesn't, you're going to be on a collision course with burnout pretty much, right? And where I feel this box, like this gift that could potentially come in, I mean, it could be something like grandma coming in town, being able to watch the kids, or, something that kind of gives you a reprieve. But I feel that, and this is going to sound weird when I say it like this, but I think it's funny. So it's almost like spirit has an ulterior motive with the reprieve or the break that's given, because it's almost like you're so caught up in this cycle that you're not even realizing that you're neglecting yourself. But because there's a pause, that's when you're going to have the aha and like realize, like, oh my gosh, when is the last time like I painted my toenails? type of deal. Like that's like the vibe that I get from it because it's just being caught up in this system, right? Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, two cards fell out, so y'all get four. Y'all are special. So the next card that came out is basket, and it says recognition, reward for merit. And then we have wind chimes, and it says peace and harmony. Dude, that's so beautiful. So this is literally speaking to, in so many words, Capricorn, how it is that you help yourself, right? I do feel another energy with this that I have to speak to. It feels more like on the other end of this, and it's like it's a conflict type of thing. Um and I don't know if that's like with this is gonna sound super weird, y'all, because I don't know. It's like, say if you're married but like separated, or you're in a relationship and you're like taking a break. You know what I'm saying? I feel there's like a peace offering that's gonna come. I can't tell you what to do with that. That's totally on you. I don't know your life. I don't know your situation. You know what I'm saying? And then on the other side of that, I feel if there's any conflict, like say, um, if it's like siblings, if it's you and your parents or something like that, and y'all are kind of like beefed out, I feel that there's a peace offering that's coming with that as well, and that would kind of lead to a sense of I'm gonna say the word I'm hearing because these messages are coming so interesting. It's like a feeling of like bliss that you would feel in a sense, because I feel if there's some type of conflict that you're having with someone, like if you're taking a break in a relationship, or this is like conflict with siblings or parental figures, I feel like that's how you got at that crossroads, if that's making sense, because it's almost like an energetic block or something, and that's something that has to be worked through because it's kind of like tying the energy up. I hope that that makes sense. But because it's like it's something that's missing with that, is the best way that I could put it. It's like with this, like if it's a relationship and you and this person are taking a break, it's like you don't really know how to move forward. It's like even though y'all are taking a break or y'all broke up or whatever, it's like you don't really know how to move forward. I don't know whose energy I'm picking up on, dude, and I can't ignore it. I have to say it. So y'all gonna have to wait a second for the tarot because this message is coming in a little too strong. So I have to say it. This feels like two people who may have broken up, right? But it's like you would still want to be together. You feel what I'm saying? And you're not equating like you being stuck since you and this person went your separate ways. I feel like you had a very valid reason as to why the two of you don't deal with each other. Like, and I get that, but it's kind of like like heart wise, it's like you still feel like that's your person, and you're not equating the stagnation or the inability to move forward or really to start a new path. You know what I'm saying? You're kind of like in this stasis and this holding pattern, and you're not equating that to your person. But what I'm picking up on is like it's beautiful. I think it's so cute. It's like you really don't know how to move forward without this person. You know what I mean? It's like life without this person, just like you don't really know what that is. Because my assumption would be you projected so much into the future, like the assumption always being that that person was always going to be there. And I don't know if this is maybe someone who passed away, maybe. I have no idea. But it's something about this person not being there is it's hard for you to move forward, but it's like you're not acknowledging that within yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're not acknowledging that. That person not being there is what's keeping you kind of stuck because you never really expected to be in a position to have to live a life without them kind of vibe. And that's something that needs to be acknowledged this month. And it's like I can see how that same vibration is kind of bleeding through with all the scenarios that I gave prior to this. It's something that you're not acknowledging. So it's like if I were to say this collectively, and this is all channeled information, y'all, because I ain't pulled the tarot cards yet. But if I were to say collectively in the Capricorn collective, it's like all Capricorns are in a holding pattern, right? So it's like a stasis that you're in, and you're like fighting to get out of it. But the thing that you're not acknowledging or not aware of is that it's something with your relationships with people, a person, or anger you have towards a person, or unfinished business, you know, a lack of closure. It could be a myriad of different things. But or even like I said with the kiddos, it's like the fact that you're spending so much time running around like a chicken with your head cut off with your kids to where you're self-neglecting. It's like the lack of acknowledgement of that is what's maintaining that homeostasis in that pattern that you're fighting to, ooh, Lord, that you're fighting to get out of. But in order to get out of it, it's not about fighting it, it's about acknowledging it because it's something that one needs to recognize or see that's happening, or get a break from it to see, what's really happening, or just simply just say like, I really do love my ex and I don't know how to move forward from this. Even just admitting that to yourself. You know what I mean? I feel that's going to give you what you need to break out of this pattern, you know? And I feel with this too, I could give you some more little information before I pull these tarot cards. Is even with you guys, it's a blessing that's going to come this month for you guys. Like I said, for the parents, might be grannies coming in town, whatever the case. But it's something good that's going to happen. Why I feel it's important for you guys to acknowledge this, because I feel this holding pattern you're in can even overshadow the blessings that are coming because your mindset hasn't changed. So it's still kind of it's like a cloud over your head, if that makes sense. I hope and pray that that's making sense, child. I don't know who that's for, but I hope that that helped. First card out. Oh, there we go. The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. That is exactly it. That's the holding pattern that I'm talking about. It's having one foot in the past and trying to move one foot towards the future. And you can't do that. So it's like you have to make a decision, just like I told Aquarius. So if you have that in your chart, it's the same thing. You have to make a decision. When you're at a crossroads, you have to choose either you're going to go left or you're going to go right. But I feel even if it's, because like I gave the scenario, like with the whole X thing, it's like, even if it's just accepting, like, okay, I haven't known how to move forward, but if the person's like a total jerk, then by all means, leave the jerk alone, right? But it's about you choosing to leave that behind because, like I was saying in the beginning, the new timeline we're on, we can't play those games anymore that we used to play. Like, Spirit will let us just sit here to oblivion. And mind you, you can literally sit here to oblivion if you want to, but it's just the thing that stuff like this is going to be held from you because whatever vibration we stay in now, like I was stressing with Aquarius, whatever vibration we stay in now, quicker now more than it ever has, everything around us is going to start reflecting it. So if we're standing in a dead energy, everything around us is going to start to die. If you're standing in the energy of life, everything around you will turn to life. You're standing in the vibration of love, everything around you will reflect love. And that's happening very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So with this Two of Pentacles in the reverse, Capricorns are coming into the month of March in this stasis, which I totally get because it's somehow related to fear or a need for safety. It's like a security blanket that you're holding on to. You know what I mean? And that could be an old schedule, right? It could be an old job. It could be a myriad of different things, an old way of managing your money. But you're being offered an opportunity this month to break out of it but it's going to require you to make a choice. Oh, there we go. Next card, Four of Pentacles. Capricorn, I'm going to spank y'all. With the Four of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles in the reverse, like I said, holding pattern, that's very much what this is. Now, this is where it gets a little concerning for me. Like I always say with the Four of Pentacles, that's very much a dead, stagnant energy because it's rooted in fear, right? It's having an opportunity to move forward, but it's like you're hoarding what it is that you have, whether it's, money, you're making money, but you're too scared to spend it because once upon a time you was broke and you don't ever want to know what it's like to be broke no more. So now that you're making money, you refuse to spend it. You refuse to even allow like your living means to reflect what your income is now because you're too terrified of ever being broke again. And why this is important is because you have to think about what the foundation of that is. It's fear, right? If it's being heartbroken, right? The foundation of that is fear. This is something that happened to me in the past. I don't want to open up because the Four of Pentacles speaks to the heart chakra and the crown chakra, right? So if someone hurts us and we cut our heart off from other people, we by default cut ourselves off from ourselves. And then the byproduct of that is us cutting ourselves off from spirit. So the only energy that we can continuously recycle is stagnated energy, which causes that immobility. Now, why is there an immobility? Because there's something that Capricorns are holding on to from their past that needs to be let go, right? But if you look at how Homegirl is holding her purse, you know what I'm saying? She's holding on to it for dear life. So whatever it is you guys are holding on to, you're trying to protect it because you feel it's something that's of value, right? For some of you, like I said, it's very quite literally money, right? Others of you, it's your own sanity, right? Or your heart. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is that you're robbing yourself of truly living. Cause like I said, finding yourself at the crossroads, that's the charge for this month. A decision has to be made, either left or right, meaning staying on the path that you've been on up to this point, holding on to your past. Spirit has let you get away with that up until now, because now it's time for all of us to step up, right? And to apply the things that we've learned. So it's like, hey, Capricorn, like, what you doing? Like, you going, and it's like, I can't go and take it. It's like, nah, you were able to, but you can't do that anymore. So the only two choices that you really have is to stay charting the path that you have been. So say if you were walking like on this path over here, you could stay going this way, right? And you already know what that gets you, right? More stagnation, more hamster wheel, right? Or you can choose to go right. And I'm laughing at what this card says. It says awesome and less awesome. That's really your choice. It's like everything back there is less awesome, and you have an opportunity to go in the direction of awesome. But the choice is yours. Because I think the beautiful thing about this energy is spirit is giving us an opportunity to, and I'm saying opportunity as if you didn't always have it, but this whole thing is about enacting your free will and knowing that when you enact your free will, that just like with Aquarius having justice in the reverse, whether it's your reward or it's your punishment, it's your choice, right? No one's making you do it. But I feel the fact that y'all are coming into the month where this stagnation is being highlighted, and it's being highlighted because it's oriented to the past. It's something where it's almost like a self-justification. It's like being justified by, I was broke, that's why I don't spend no money. You know what I'm saying? My best friend stabbed me in the back 20 years ago. I don't need no friends. But it's feeling very justified in what you're doing. But at the same time, it's like you're denying yourself truly living. And I feel, I would even venture to say, Cap, that the stagnation is real to the point that you can smell it, you can feel it, you can taste it, like you experience it. It's all around you. And the thing is that this month is offering you an opportunity to break out of that death energy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's only going to continue to progress until you're ultimately consumed by it. But the whole reason why any Capricorn who hears this and resonates, the reason why you're stagnant is because there are things from your past that you're not letting go. And that's throwing your energy signature off because now your life is lived in homage to the past thing because you protect the thing. And this is exactly what I said for those of you who are on my network. This is exactly what I was talking about in the Pretty Mystic Weekly this week. It's like you're erecting a monument to the past situation because that past situation made you become someone that you're not. And I say made you, but they didn't make you do anything. You were on the awesome path. Something happened way back when somebody stole your money, stabbed you in the back, whatever the case, and you chose to start walking the less awesome path. So now your life comes full circle in the month of March, and you have a chance to make that decision you made many years ago again, if that's making sense. So, and that's deep. It's like how spirit is showing it to me, dude. It's like you're getting a do-over in the month of March. You're literally getting a do-over. You're coming back to the same road that you came to however long ago, and you're getting a chance to make the decision again, but you can choose to stay on the less awesome path if you will it so, because it's not about right or wrong, because you can't make the wrong choice. It's just all about what do you want your human experience to be? What do you want your life to look like? Do you want it to be awesome? Or do you want it to be less awesome? And that's entirely up to you. And it's no judgment there. And I think that's the beauty of this energy now is, spirit is letting us choose what we want, you know? And it's like whatever path you choose, your life will turn into the image of that. You know what I mean? The next card that you guys have, oh, I like it. The Queen of Wands. Hello, creator. With the Queen of Wands, man, that's exactly what I was saying. You have the power in your hand to create either your reward, your punishment, your elevation or your demise, right? But I feel that there's an energy here that's been suppressed. But this energy that's been suppressed, it has something to do with something people have done to you. This is what you're supposed to be. That's what you were. What you guys deviated from, like I said, I'm going to keep calling it that, the awesome and less awesome path. It's like you were Queen of Wands, like creator in your full power. Anything you set your mind to, bam, it's there, right? Creativity on fleek, ideas for days. You know what I'm saying? This is who it is that you were, but that's still who it is that you are. It's just that this person is overshadowed by this stagnant ass energy. Because think about it. I'm going to sound like Smokey the Bear right now. How do you prevent forest fires? Like those of you who are in Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts and things of the sort, what do you do to put a fire out? Like to make sure that it's out, you're going to put dirt on it, right? Because that's going to suffocate it. That prevents the fire from getting oxygen, right? If you cover it in dirt, these are two pentacle cards, earth, aka dirt, right? So in the very proverbial and literal sense, you have dirt covering up your fire, right? It's not to say that those embers aren't still there, that they're not still burning underneath, because they are, because it's upright. So it's here in the full power. But you have these two stagnant ass energies, right? That are covering up your fire. And the fire wants to come out, right? So the authentic self wants to come back into its rightful place. But in order to do so, you have to clear this dirt away, this old, dead, stagnant energy that isn't serving you. Because right now it has you coming in service to fear. And I think thinking about it that way, And I literally said this in the weekly, like two paths lie before you, life and death. Choose life, right? Because this is the death path. And there's no winning at that. You know, this is life. This is about you coming back to your authenticity, the freedom, the creativity, all of that you were once upon a time before whatever this is we're talking about occurred. So, and I don't even know why I'm being told to say it like this, but it's almost like you guys are coming into, and no pun intended, it's like you guys are coming into like a sacred healing space, like a sanctuary, if you will, no pun intended, in the month of March, to where you could truthfully go through a deep cleansing and healing. But much like I said with Aquarius, it requires you to make a choice because you have to want that. Because now in this energy we're in, y'all, it's not going to be forced upon you, right? It's not going to be like a whole bunch of intervention where it's like forcing you, like, heal, grow, let go. You're going to be told once, because when you know better, you do better. And by this point in the game, especially if you've been following me for years, y'all know better. So just like every little thing's been pointed out in the end of 2021, this is another thing where it's front and center. It's in your face. You can't deny it. But if you resonate with this and feel stagnant in your life, like you're stuck, this is the why. It's because you're scared, you're paralyzed by fear, and it's things that you're not leaving behind. This month you need to, because if you ever want to get to this, if you ever want to have this again, if you ever truly want to exist in this vibration fully, you can't have this. You cannot have both. You feel what I'm saying? The next card that we have, and there it is, Capricorn, the devil in the reverse. There we are. That's the bondage man. That came up on Wednesday in the weekly for this week. This is all about a holding pattern, being in a mental prison. That's the why all of this is, right? It's an addiction to chaos. It's an, addiction to thought patterns, right? Pessimism. I always get the raw end of the deal, being stuck in that mindset. And that's what you're projecting into your reality. That's what you're seeing. This is what it is that you can't let go of. Whatever this was for you, whatever put you in bondage once upon a time. For some of you, it may be a literal addiction, whether it's drugs or drinking or food or shopping. It could be a myriad of different things, but this could literally be an addiction that is holding you back, that's stopping you from being your best self. And you can't think about how to function without this thing that you use, right? To escape this gaping void that you're feeling deep within your being, because that's all addiction is at the end of the day. Is we feel something is missing and we're using a substance as a crutch to get us through the day, to help us cope with emotions, right? We can even be addicted to thought patterns, thinking negatively, distrust, all of these things, right? And that's the thing that you have one foot in the past with. Some of you, it's a literal addiction. Others of you, it's thought patterns. Others of you, it's a past pain, something that you haven't processed and confronted. But whatever it is, it's keeping you in a holding pattern because it has you it has a stronghold on your mind, if you will. Right? So when you look from the within to the without, all you can see is what exists in the within. And that's dead energy. Because notice with her, what she's holding on to, her eyes are closed. She's not even really seeing what's around her. All she knows is, I need to protect this at all costs. And there's not even a threat. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost reliving the past, because one has one foot planted in that past, in that stagnant energy. So it's going to reproduce because we're manifesting it, right? Next card that we have is the 10 of Wands. Child, look, I'm trying to tell you, this is an unnecessary burden to carry, Capricorn. I'm telling you, because this is saying that you don't have to do this. Now, mind you, I know that it's not the easiest thing in America. You know, I gave a whole lecture about that in the extendeds. I know that it's not easy. I know that a lot of times we feel justified in carrying things from our past, but take it from a fellow earth sign who's been there and done that. This is a dangerous game to play because you can't win at it. You know what I mean? It's like it's going to consume you eventually, and you're carrying a burden that you were never designed to carry. The only ordination on your life, if we were to speak a little tarot right quick, the only ordination on your life is for you to carry just one wand, and that's your own. And that's your fire and passion for your own life and for what it is that you feel called to do here, right? We're supposed to be easy. Experiences are temporary, but our humanity causes us to experience something temporary and to make it permanent. It now becomes a part of us. We now define ourselves by it. We define other people by it. We define our experience by it. But that was never the plan. So a life that could be so simple suddenly becomes so much harder because it's 9 of wands of trauma. You know, because I say, the 9 of wands is like my PTSD card. It's nine other wands you've picked up of trauma, of disappointments, of other people's SHIT. You know, all of the false responsibility, needing to show up and be a certain way, needing things to be a specific way. All of these other 9 wands you've picked up, you were never ordained to carry those. Your only responsibility was to yourself. That's all that mattered at the end of the day. And we don't mean that in a selfish sense of like bump everybody else. Nah, man. It's like if you don't take care of you, who will? But you covering your fire with a whole bunch of dirt because of people who may not even be here anymore. That's robbing yourself of the opportunity that God is giving you to be alive, to still be breathing. You're robbing yourself of that, and you're robbing the rest of the world of the greatness of who you are. We all want to know this chick. We want to know her. You feel what I'm saying? Because you're beautiful, you're amazing. There are crap people in the world that take advantage of you. I get it. You know what I mean? We all don't have super dope families. Sometimes, if you don't have the coping skills, we can forego to an addiction because we don't know how else to cope. But when you know better, you do better. And at this point in the game, Capricorn, you guys know better. So you got to do better. And it's not because it's a standard, because anyone else is telling you what you should, ought, or supposed to do. It's like this is a gift to yourself, which makes me look at all of you guys' theme cards entirely different. It's like bump anyone coming into your space and giving you anything. This is literally a gift to release all of these burdens, dog, to leave the past in the past, and for you to reunite with who you were prior to all of this. That's the greatest gift you could ever possibly give yourself this month. That's your crossroads. That's the real choice that we're talking about making. This is about you choosing you again. You feel me? I feel like I could stop right there, child, because it's a whole word. When I talked about you guys coming back to that crossroads, this is the same crossroads you were at years ago. And at that crossroads, you chose less awesome because you didn't choose yourself. In a sense or another, yeah, you did, but you chose to be another version of yourself, which is a less than stellar version of yourself, right? You dimmed your light a little bit. Good reason. You were hurt, you were devastated, betrayed, backstabbed, whatever the case. Totally get it. But the moment that you chose that other path, and the example I used in the weekly was a car accident. It's like you got in a car wreck and you decided to never drive again. But prior to that accident, you were a person who loved driving. But you allowed one instance to make you someone that you're not. Right? So you've been living life as that, the less awesome path. living in fear, having to guard yourself, be on guard, not trusting people, looking at everything around you and being triggered because it reminds you of this, being overwhelmed, getting to the point that you're so overcome by things that maybe you started, during the pandemic, you started drinking a lot, or, you got into, compulsive overeating, shopping way too much to make yourself feel better, whatever the case. But you chose a path that wasn't you. The beauty of what's happening this month is knowing all of this, all things considered, knowing what that ordinance is for your life, right? You're being brought back to that same path, and you're being given the opportunity to choose differently. You can choose to stay on less awesome, but your friend Marlo says, I think you should choose awesome because I feel you deserve it. And I feel the world deserves to know you as well. You know what I'm saying? But that's my message for y'all, because I literally want to leave it right there, dude, because I don't think there's any more that can be said. Just the emotion that I feel. It's like this is beautiful. This is all about you choosing you again, but choosing you in the right way this time. You know? We don't have to prevent no forest fires. We want your forest fire, Capricorn. You know what I'm saying? Oh, thank you. I got a new member. Hey there, welcome. Yeah, dude, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. I really do. This is a very beautiful thing. I think for both Aquarius and for Capricorn, both of you guys done tonight, I can see that it's a like energy signature that's over both of you. But dog, like this like what can be here, dude? Like this can be like, that's why spirit gave me that word earlier, and I felt so corny for saying it. When I said bliss, I get it. Like I get it now. It's like you guys could literally leave out of the month of March in a state of bliss, and it not being no superficial type of stuff. It's like coming from the within to the without, like you existing in that foundation within yourself that's unshakable and unmovable. When you know your ace of wands within yourself, dude, that's something no human being, no experience, no disappointment can ever take away from you. When you know your purpose, and we're not talking about job titles here. When you know your purpose, why your light within your soul is in a physical body, in this realm, at this place and time, when you know that, it doesn't matter what happens to you, what people say, what they do, because they will never rob you of that. That's something that's always going to be yours. Even if you lost everything tomorrow, your job, your car, money, everything. If everyone you know and love turned their back on you, the fact that you have that, no one can ever rob you of that. And that's the place. That's what this is about. That's that fire. That's where spirit is trying to get you guys back to. Do you remember this person? I have to ask. Do you remember them? Do you remember when you were them? Do you remember them? Once upon a time, when you were full of light, full of wonder, there were so many possibilities in the world. You felt you could accomplish anything. Anything was possible. You believed in fairy tales. You believed in happily ever afters. Do you remember them? Because they still exist. And it's a shame. It's a sin and a shame. I can say, objectively looking at this, that a person so beautiful could get so marred or jaded by life. It's not fair. I get it. I've been there, you know? But you deserve to remember this person and to align with this person again. You do. To exist as that light all day, every day, and allow that fire of you to transmute all of this dead energy from way back then, to purify it, to refine it, you know, to be that phoenix rising from the ashes. Your entire past, everything that you've been through, it wasn't happening to you, it was happening for you. When you transmute that energy, now the dark comes in service to the light. That's what we're all really doing here, y'all. In the bigger scheme of things, darkness serves the light. You, my friend, are the light. Dark, meaning every horrible, perilous thing you've encountered in your life that you've experienced, these things are in service to you. But if we don't know that, we end up being in service to them, and we pour dirt on our light and we snuff our light out. That's the decision that you're making this month. And I feel you owe it to yourself. If by nothing else, you just owe it to yourself to be able to exist in that space, my friend. But I love y'all's faces. I love y'all faces so much. And I thank all of y'all for being here for the Capricorn Soul Session. And I'm going to be back all this week doing all of the remainder of the Soul Session. So I hope that this offered some guidance into your life, some clarity. It gave you a little booty pat of motivation. I hope it's been a blessing to you, because it most certainly has been a blessing to me. So I thank all of you guys for being here. I thank you for your support. I thank you for just being you and being here with me. And I'll see you guys soon. I love your faces. Until the next time, my friends.